everyone, Eugene Fedorovsky from eugenefedorovsky.com, and today I have a simple question for you. Do you want to conquer fear and procrastination? If so, stay tuned. Today I want to talk about conquering fear and procrastination. And I recently went through an audio course by Ray Higdon, where he talks about fear and procrastination. And I wanted to share my notes with you guys. Hopefully, this will help you get over your fear and procrastination, because, in my opinion, this is the number one reason why there's a lack of success. Because we are scared and we procrastinate. Even though we know what it is that we need to know how to do, we just don't do it. This is not only in network marketing, this is like this in weight loss. There's a lot of people who are overweight, but they know how to lose weight, but something is holding them back. So this can help a big number of people. So let's get on with the show. So some of the biggest fears. The first one is, and these are not in any particular order, is the fear of looking bad. For example, you don't want to show up with a stain on your shirt whenever you go out. Or you don't want to be denounced from your circle of friends. So essentially, you don't want to look bad to the people around you. And this is a very serious one, because wars have started over people not wanting to look bad. So imagine if it is like that on a big scale. So on a little scale, it could be something as small as you caring how you look and you don't want to look bad in front of other people. The second one is fear of failing. Now this is mostly, when it's broken down, it's really the fear of looking bad. We usually don't want to fail because we don't want to look bad. The third one is fear of change. We fear the unknown. We fear succeeding sometimes. As a matter of fact, that happens a lot of time. We have a fear of success. And the reason why we have that is because we are afraid of leaving others behind. We're afraid of looking bad in the eyes of others, our peers, so to speak. And it's much more comfortable to stay and not to change, because then the circle of friends and family is not going to chastise you. Actually, this is an interesting thing. Ray shared that he used to have a friend who he used to talk to every once in a while, like every few months or so. And at some point, Ray decided to do network marketing. And as he was going up the ranks, he earned a BMW. And he was talking to his friend at one point, and his friend's like, "You never call once you got your fancy BMW." What he was really saying, his friend that is that I don't want my friends to think I left them and got a fancy BMW. So this is a very big fear, the fear of change. We like our environments, so keep that in mind. Number 4 is fear of rejection, which is also really the fear of looking bad. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, that's all fear of looking bad. And how about fear of losing something? A lot of times I hear, "Oh, my spouse doesn't support me." Well, sometimes it could be because the spouse is concerned that if the other person gets better, they will leave them. And that prevents growth. Now, that's not the only reason. There's a bunch of other reasons, amongst them being the fact that your spouse has heard you saying, "I'm going to do this" one too many times, and they just don't believe you. So your actions speak a lot, but also it's because of failure of them leaving. So let's talk a little bit about procrastination. What causes procrastination? Small, insignificant goals. That's one of the causes of procrastination. Because if you set small, insignificant goals, then you can think to yourself, "Oh, why bother?" It doesn't matter whether you achieve them or not, because they're small and insignificant. And if you aim for the dirt, you might just hit it. If you set goals up here and you miss them, then you're up here. But if you're setting your goals lower and lower and lower and you don't hit them, you're going to be lower and lower and lower in life. So that's why it's very important to set big goals. If you're setting short-term goals, they should be achievable. They should be something that you can achieve in give yourself a pat on the shoulder for. But at the same time, if you're setting long-term goals, they should be big, they should be huge, they should be something that you aspire to. Another cause for procrastination is not wanting something 100%. This is where you should become sick and tired of being sick and tired. For real this time. Not just saying it because it sounds good, but become sick and tired of being sick and tired. This is where vision comes in. If you lack vision, you will procrastinate. And you'll let fear stop you. Because vision is everything. And that's my belief. A very good quote that I love to share all the time, it's one of my favorites, is by Reverend Michael Beckwith. Pain pushes you until a vision pulls you. And once you get that vision to pull you, you will overcome anything. You will be able to decide to become different. You're going to become a person of motivation. You're going to become a person of an inspiration. And you're going to want it 100%. Because if you're going to see how you want to be, you're going to want it to be 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You're going to be able to roll out of bed because you know what it is that you want to do. A lot of times, especially for people who want to lose weight, they wake up in the morning, they're like, I'll jog tomorrow. But if you catch that vision of how you want to look, and it hits right here, then you're going to want to roll out of bed with no problems because you know that that's something you have to do. I put out content on almost a daily basis because I want to. My vision is strong enough. I see what it is and I figured out what I have to do in order to get there. And at that point, once you really have a vision, the desire of looking good goes away. You don't care whether you look bad or not because you're in a path. Another reason why people procrastinate is because of being comfortable. Acting like having nothing to lose. Most of the greatest entrepreneur and success stories came from someone being at the bottom of the barrel. Or I've heard from Jeff Roberti say, people do this business either out of desperation or inspiration. With my personal experience, I've seen more people get successful in this business out of desperation. Like their backs are against the wall. They have nothing to lose anymore. Their bills have to be paid. Ray went through foreclosure. He was hiding from his bill collectors. And then he decided enough is enough and he built a huge business. That story is very powerful and very prevalent in MLM. And the reason why is because of the inspiring aspect of that story. People, if people are not in a position they want to be and they hear something like that, that inspires them to be like it. Be more like the person who's successful. Comfortable could be miserable, but it could also be not enough for you to move. Like you may hate your job, but you don't want to leave it because you're comfortable. That's something to keep in mind. Another reason why people procrastinate is having more excuses than desires. Blaming external factors. Whenever you start blaming other things, oh, I'm a single mom and I have to work, raise kids, I can't do a business. I've heard that. Or, oh, I just don't have the time. Whenever we're blaming external factors, think of this to yourself. Has anyone in a situation that's mine or worse has ever created success? And you're going to find out that a lot of people in a worse position than you have created success, which nullifies your excuses. So don't forget that it's you. You are the person who's responsible for your life. Another reason why people procrastinate, not knowing what to do. This one is more easier to overcome. You should attend your company events. You should listen to your upline or coach. If you have a coach, that's fantastic. Just listen to what the coach actually tells you. And stop using non-serving statements. Like, I'm confused. Or I'm overwhelmed. Stop using those words. They are not serving you. Only use them. There's actually a case when you should use them. When you want to guarantee that you're not going to succeed. And finally, another reason why we procrastinate is justification that actions taken in the past are useless. Look at how many times J.K. Rowling was turned down before she was published for Harry Potter. And now she's like a billionaire. And remember, there's a fantastic strategy called go for no. And that is based on the principle, how many times can a person face rejection before they succeed? Before they are faced with success, actually. Because in that way of thinking, success is after failure. You're here, success is here, failure is in the middle. We have to fail in order to succeed. Not where what we usually taught with success being on the opposite side of failure. And when we're from where we're standing, we either succeed or we fail. No, we fail on the way to success. Your dedication, routine, and commitment to making a change in your life and the lives of others will dictate if you will be on this path or not. If you want to change other people's lives, you will be on the proper path of conquering your fear and procrastination. To start living, not being alive, living, you have to get rattled up, get filled with desire to change this planet. And you start by changing yourself. You recognize that top earners and leaders also have fear, but they use that fear to push them to do it. Successful people have 24 hours, just like you and I do, just like everyone else does. Successful people have fears, just like everyone else does. It's how they overcome them. It's what they choose to do with them that makes them successful. Eustress, which is a good kind of stress, is when you do the action, it feels good. Like remember the first time you ever went on a date? You felt nervous, you felt excited. Actually, nervousness and excitement is the same feeling. It's just our brain thinks a little different about them. So that's the good kind of stress. You should have some kind of pressure in your life. Being uncomfortable is in your nature. And that's okay. Because if you're comfortable, then you're not growing. If you're uncomfortable, you're expanding your knowledge and you're growing in life. And growth is good. Remember, fear is natural. It's not the absence of fear that gets people to produce. Non-performers look for the day when they have no fear and everything is wonderful. That day does not exist. It just doesn't. Feel the fear, recognize the resistance, and do the work anyway. You work on yourself, attend events, and then share what you learned at the events. And then go out and recruit people. And remember, before every major breakthrough, there's going to be a breakdown that's filled with fear and uncomfortableness. And when you're going through this breakdown, it's very hard to see that there's a breakthrough coming at the end of that tunnel. But it is. Before every major breakthrough, there has to be a breakdown. And let me give you a few tips about facing procrastination head on. Whenever you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'll do this someday, replace that someday with never. I will never do that. So here's an example. Oh, I'll quit smoking someday. Or I'll quit smoking January 1st. Replace that with never. I will never quit smoking. And own it, that you'll never quit smoking. If you want to quit smoking, don't say, I'll someday do it. Do it now, or do it in the immediate future, not someday. Or for example, I will never go to talk to more people because I don't care about them. That's essentially what you're saying when you're saying, oh, I'll talk to those people someday. Look at the ramifications if you don't take action. Feel the pain of staying the same 6 months, 12 months, 5 years from now. How does that inaction impact your spouse? Do slackers typically do well in life? Do you want to get the people around you to lead a more powerful life? These are all questions to ask. Because normally and usually people don't want to be in the same place they are. 5 years, a year, 5 months even. You need to want to change. And also, this is a big one. Is success just not a big deal for you? If it's not, it's okay. Just be honest with yourself. And remember, most people procrastinate. Do you want to be like most people? Or are you extraordinary and you want to be different? You cannot get over fear and procrastination in the stands and in your head. You have to do it on the field. You can't get over them. There's no magic pill. You just have to get out, do the actions, and you'll get over fear and procrastination. There's actually no chant, no special berry, and no meditation. That's funny. Stop believing that it's a mindset that will change your results. It's the act of going out and doing the work. You change the habits, they will change your results. That will change your mindset. You cannot change your results without changing your habits. Your habits are the reason what got you here in the first place. Once you change your habits, you're going to be able to change your results. And you're going to be able to do that only by making yourself uncomfortable. You can't come down to fear. You shouldn't come down to fear. It's going to be there when you're making $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month. But you learn to overcome it. You learn to work even though it's there. Be committed to making an impact and helping other people on this planet. And at that point, rejection should no longer affect you. Because after all, it is just a numbers game, and it's just talking to more people. Now, you are powerful. There's greatness inside of you. And remember, different circumstances have hit it, crumbled it up, but it's there. It might be very deep down, but it is there. I hope you found this useful. And I hope you take the time out to comment below on what your fears are, why you feel like you procrastinate, and share it out because there's a lot of people that need to watch this video. With that said, have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll see you next time.